welcome. Today I am gonna do my TBR for November, and I love the idea of a TBR jar with prompts, so that's what I decided to do. I have my jar right here, and yes, it's a pickle jar. Started as a pickle jar, then became a coffee jar where I kept my iced coffee during lunch, and is now officially my TBR jar. And I used I had little post-it notes that don't have a sticky. It's kind of just like a square pad, and split it into thirds, wrote on it, and tossed it in. And I like that it's all colorful. Me and my colors, I just love them. So I have a small selection of what I own, and then I do have a Kindle Unlimited membership. So I do have a current list of books that I would like to read from Kindle Unlimited, as well as a small list of books that I know I can easily get from the library. I made a little, in my Goodreads, I made a to be read little notebook with everything that I own, everything I want to read from Kindle Unlimited, as well as a few little books that I want to get from the library. So I will be using this as reference, as well as my GoodNotes app, in case I come up with one of those types of prompts. I know I've got a few prompts in here relating to information that I can find on Goodreads. So this is what I'm going to be referencing for my books, and of course I'll display them as I pick them. Of course, unless it's one of my physical books. I have 3 physical books on my TBR. Everything else is digital on my Kindle. Now, before I actually start picking prompts, there are going to be a total of 8 books, one of which is already decided. Like, it's going to be on my TBR. It's going to be the first book I read once I finish Starling House. I'm almost, well, am I almost done? I'm on chapter 16 of Starling House, and I have a 3-day weekend coming up, so I'm really hoping that I can tackle this over the weekend, because I want to be finished with it. I've been reading it about it like a week and a half now, but like I said, it's taken me a while, but we'll get there. So 8 books. I'm choosing whether or not I'll get through all 8 books, who knows, and I will either read them in either Kindle physical or by audiobook. And so the first book is guaranteed going to be on the TBR just because I have to. And that is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Susan Collins. And yes, I do not have the dust jacket on. I think it's in like a cabinet or something, just because I know growing up I hated dust jackets. Now I tolerate them just because they're pretty, and I've come to enjoy the dust jackets that come on books, but growing up I just wasn't a fan. And the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes has the movie coming out on November 17th, and of course I have to go see it. I am a Hunger Games fan. I have the trilogy, have seen all the movies, and just love the series. So this is going to be book number 1 of the TBR. So we will be reading this first. All right, let's get to picking. Number 1. Let's see what we got. Ooh, a book with a 5-word title. All right, let's see what I got. So I have, I'm going to keep a list using a little square that I had used for my prompts. I've got like a little stack of them that I was tearing from. They're like sticky notes, but they don't stick, so they're just little squares. So they're really convenient to keep a list of the books. So my first prompt was a book with a 5-star title, or 5-star title, 5-word title. And so one of my options is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. I have read the first one, loved it. Very excited to finally get to the second one. I do own that one on my Kindle, and I'm very excited for the third one. That one's an anticipated release. Okay, the next option is The Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis. I barely know anything about the author or the book, but I read the synopsis, and it seemed really cute. All right, up next we have The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie Donlea. It's a psychological thriller that looked really cool. I'm not a horror person, but something about psychological thrillers I just love. We got a lot of 5-word title books here, guys. All right, so the next one that I've got is Deal with an Elf King. I believe that it's a standalone novel in a series, and this one is, I believe the girl ends up marrying the Fae. Oh yeah, it even says married to magic at the bottom. So the girl ends up marrying the Fae. Listen to me, Fae. The elf king. All right, so we have 4 books to choose from. We have House of Sky and Breath, The Echo of Old Books, The Girl Who Was Taken, and Deal with the Elf King. I think just based off of the other topics that I have in the jar, I kind of want to keep it nice and simple and go with The Echo of Old Books. I think will be my official one for that. So we are going to do The Echo of Old Books. And what I'm gonna do is, for my digital titles, is I've got the prompt on one side and I'm putting the title of the book on the other, so that way I remember what I picked for what. All right, that's book number 2. Let's see, book number 3. Alrighty. We have a book with your least favorite color on the cover. Okay, so my least favorite colors are yellow and orange. So let's see what I got. I have the Bodyguard by Kathrine Cinder. I have the Foxhole Court by Nora Sakavic. I do own the whole series. I bought it. It was really cheap. And it looked interesting. I also saw a reading vlog on it, so it piqued my interest. And it's kind of funny that most of the books I have are like a black cover because I read a lot of dark romance. It's quite funny. All right, and the last book is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. And I've seen this book talked about forever, and for some reason I don't know if it's Poston or Poston, but 7-Year Slip. So we have 3 for this one: the Bodyguard, the Foxhole Court, and the 7-Year Slip. I'm between the Bodyguard and the 7-Year Slip just because I know I've been dying to read the Bodyguard. It looks so cute. As I've also heard so many great things about the 7-year slip. I think I'm gonna go with the Bodyguard, just because I've been so excited to read this one that it's like I want to reason to get to it, you know. So the Bodyguard. Hopes if I know how to spell, which I probably don't, but it is what it is. Titles on the book, that would help. All right, so a book with your least favorite color on the cover, and on the back we have written the Bodyguard. All right, that's 3. I'm like lining them up on the side here so that way I can keep count. Alrighty, let's see. Like I also kind of want to get like a paper of each color just so that way I have like all the colors when I'm done. All right, let's see what this one is. Ooh, a book to make you cry. And honestly, I wrote this one for one specific purpose. So we are going to do a book to make you cry. We are going to read If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. Laura Nowlin, If He Had Been With Me, because I hear nothing but sad things about that. It's a sad book that everybody who reads it cries, and but I've also heard so many good things about it. So when I looked through posts of like random TBR prompts and I saw this one, I'm like, if I pull this one, we're reading If He Had Been With Me. And I'm so excited. A lot of these, there's been a lot of books that I haven't like looked at recently, so a lot of these I'm actually going to be going in blind, which I'm really excited about. So it also makes me excited for the month. All right, so we have Book to Make You Cry, and we're going to read If He Had Been With Me. All right, so that's 4. 4 more. Let's see what we get. All right, what color do I still need? Ooh, I need a pink one. Let's pull a pink one. Now, mind you, I barely remember what's on these. I just want to make my spread pretty. All right. Ooh, yes. We have a fairy tale retelling. Okay, I kind of have a few options for this, but they're all like anticipated. Like, I want to read them. I want to read them all. All right. So we have Twisted by Emily McIntire. Now, I've read Hooked, Scarred, and Wretched already. I absolutely loved Hooked and Scarred. I want to say I read Hooked like very early this year. And then I read Scarred not too long after. Loved both of them. Wretched, I mean, if you take the story retelling part of it out, I mean, it was fine. I think I rated it like 3 stars. The problem that I had with it is that it wasn't much of a retelling for me. It was just a story about a girl and this, I believe it was like a mafia group or something. And I felt completely taken out of the retelling because it felt like it had nothing to do with anything. So it made me nervous to continue, and I know that like Twisted can start like really weird, but then it gets better, so I'm kind of hoping that it gets better because I hear Crossed is fantastic, and so I want to get there. Even though they are like separate books and I could read Crossed first, I do still kind of want to read them in order. So we've got Twisted by Emily McIntire, and then we have the first book of the Lunar Chronicles called Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I think it's Meyer. Marissa Meyer. And those books look incredible. They looked really cool. And I love the idea behind them, and it's so cool. Cinder's because I think it's like a sideboard mix kind of setup, like a sci-fi maybe. But what's really cool with Cinder is that it shows her in a heel with a robotic leg. Looks really cool. I think I'm gonna go with Cinder. I don't think I'm ready to go back to try Twisted. And I found that I could get the Lunar Chronicles on Kindle Unlimited, so that was really exciting. All right, so for a fairy tale retelling, we have the book Cinder from the Lunar Chronicles. That is 5. Ooh, it literally came like flying out. Alrighty. Alright, let's go for an orange. Alright. Ooh, a fantasy novel. Something nice and vague. Let's see. Now, I have a lot of these, so let's see. Fantasy. I do own fantasy. I own ACOTAR, which I've been meaning to get into. I've been meaning to get into ACOTAR. I could get into Zodiac Academy, Serpents in the Wings of Night. Like, I've got so many. Like, fantasy is my top type of books. So, of course, I've got so many to choose from. Also, at the same time, Book Eaters is fantasy too. I have Book Eaters on my list for October and didn't get to it. So I may bump it up to November. Just because it was intriguing. It was really intriguing. I've also heard mixed reviews of The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I'm very curious as to what I will think of it. So I think I'm gonna go with, we're gonna go with The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Okay. Alright. So, for a fantasy, I'm going to go with The Serpent and the Wings of Night. So that is book number 6. Ooh, 2 more books. Let's see what we find. Let's do a light green one. A book that features a female protagonist. Let's see. Okay, so for a book that features a female protagonist, I think I'm gonna go with Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I found out a little while ago that I could get the series on Kindle Unlimited, and it made me excited because also the 3rd one just came out, and so of the series, and so I've been curious of this one, and I think based off of the books that I chose, this will be nice. Oh, I've got the Bodyguard because I was gonna think of like just a simple, nice romance. So I've got a pretty good selection here. I'm kind of excited about it. All right. Book with a featuring a female protagonist. We have Things We Never Got Over. Wait. Does Things We Never Got Over? I really should have checked this first, if it even has. I don't remember if it's dual POV or if it's a... That's what I get for not looking at it. Does Things We Never Got Over have... is it dual POV or just the female's point of view? Shoot. Never mind. That one is... That's not happening. Alright. Plan B. This is what I get for not looking at it beforehand. Listen to me. Alright. So instead of Things We Never Got Over as a female protagonist, we are going to read my September book of the month of Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. This is a contemporary romance about a Palestinian mother and her life with her husband and kids. And so it follows the mother. So this is a female protagonist. And so we're gonna do this instead because I just learned that Things We Never Got Over is a dual POV. So we're gonna stick this right in here and set it with my list of my other hardback for the month. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. All right, let's get ourselves a light blue because I don't have one of those. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to do some research and then get back to you guys on this one. But of course, it'll be a blink for you guys. Okay, so we have the lowest rated book on your TBR. All right, so essentially I gotta go through my Goodreads, my TBR Goodreads, and find the lowest rated book. So I'll be right back. All right, so after going through my Goodreads, the lowest rated book I have on my TBR is Really Good Actually by Monica. Is that Heisley? Heisley? I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. But Really Good Actually is the lowest book rated on my TBR at a 3.17. So the book for the lowest rated book in my TBR will go to Really Good Actually. Now, I've heard middle of the road reviews about this one, so I know that this one follows, I think she's a 28-year-old divorcee, just 27 or 28 divorcee, about her life after post-divorce. So lowest rated will be Really Good Actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That makes up 8 books for my TBR. So really quick, the books that I have are, we're going to start with my physical books just because they're easier. We're going to start with The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes just because it's got its movie coming out in a few weeks, and so I want to make sure that I read this before the movie comes out, and I really need to finish my current book so I can get started on this because I forgot how much of a chonker it is. Like, hello? I don't even remember how many pages this one is. I stand corrected. 517 pages. So I need to get a move on with this one. Hopefully finish it before the movie comes out. And then for my topic, a book that features a female protagonist, we're going to do Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. And then we have a book with a 5-letter title. We have The Echo of Old Books. A book with your least favorite color on the cover as the Bodyguard. Book to make you cry. We did If He Had Been With Me. a fantasy novel, we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night. For a fairy tale retelling, we have Cinder. Oops, dropping my papers. We have Cinder. And then for your lowest rated book on your TBR, we have Really Good, Actually. So I'm gonna go put these all down on my list for next month, and I'm so excited to get these started. And of course, as the month goes on, I'll keep you updated. Hopefully, do either some reading vlogs or just some reading updates throughout the month. Please let me know if you have any video ideas for me. I know I wanted to do the TBR jar. I'll probably do a wrap up the following week for what I ended up reading in September. Listen to me. October. We're in October, guys. I can't believe Halloween is next week. Like, where's 2023 going? And then I have the idea of a 24-hour reading challenge. Of course, split up into like 2 or 3 days, because I'm not gonna do it straight. It's not healthy. And just let me know if you have any other ideas. I'm certainly open to options and challenges and ways that I can read and share my reading with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.